Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today is episode 69. So just to have some fun with it, I decided to play a game that is very adult themed, and it is called Divine Ceiling on the Sega Genesis, or should I be more specific, the Mega Drive, because this game was only released in Japan in the year 1991, and it was developed and published by Studio Fuzzy. Strange name for a company, but I kept on trying to say Fuzzy, so most likely their entire building must be made out of carpet or something. Okay, anyways, before I start talking about the game, one thing I will want to say is that for some of the adult images that do show up within this game, I'm going to be censoring them onto MS Paint, mainly because I don't know what YouTube has to say about nudity in like a Mega Drive game, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. And as you can tell, this game is a shoot 'em up. Now, the game is in Japanese because I haven't found an English translation for it, but thankfully, I actually have found a site that actually did tell a little bit about the story in this game, so I can at least talk about that. So here's the story that you probably don't even care about. It begins with a character named Falchayon who is an ace pilot, and you never see what he looks like in this game. And the ship he happens to drive is called the Divine, which is how they got the name of this game from. And on his way back to his home planet, he starts daydreaming of girls, cause, you know, of course that happens. So meanwhile, a transmission picks up and there happens to be a video playing of a girl in blue, and she says, "Help me," or something. So our invisible horny horn dog decides to go to that planet, rather than returning home because he's thinking with his dick right now. And that's all you gotta know if you really gave a shit. So let's move on to the gameplay, and like I already said, it's a shoot 'em up. And it's very, very basic. So all you gotta do is just shoot stuff, survive, rack up some points, and kill the boss at the end, and there you go. There is also only 5 levels within the game, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, now you're probably thinking, really? Like, is there any more to that? Like, is there any, like, bombs or upgrades? So for the bombs, no, there's no bombs whatsoever. And as for the upgrades, well, there is, but you don't pick them up in a traditional way. I'm not entirely sure how you get them, but I think it either has to do with the amount of enemies you kill or the amount of points that you rack up. I'm not entirely sure. Because from the amount of time that I have played this game, I really had no idea how I was getting the other power-up. It just came up randomly, and of course most of the time it would come up right before I die. And now you're probably thinking, well, why the hell is this game considered as an adult game? Like, how can they make a shoot 'em up have like adult content? So how that works is that after you beat a boss, it plays a cutscene, and during these cutscenes, the girl that whoever you saved takes her clothes off, just like this. Yeah, you know, this really isn't like the greatest thing ever. So then after that, you just move on to the next stage where you have to save another girl, then you have to watch her undress herself. And yeah, I'm not making any of this shit up because you're actually looking at it right now. And there's not a whole lot else I can explain after that, so yeah, this game is very bare bones, even for a shoot 'em up. You know what would have been really funny, just to fuck with you, is that imagine in this game it actually played like the undressing parts in the middle of gameplay. I mean, I can just imagine what our horny horn dog would be thinking about that. Yeah, take that, asshole.
You've got mail.
Wait, what? So yeah, that'd be pretty stupid, but it would at least be kinda funny. So now let's move on to the controls. And they're not that bad, and they're very easy to use. I mean, just use the directional pad to go up and down, left, right. B shoots, and A lets you go through the cutscenes, and that's all about it. The C button is never used in this game. Now, the controls themselves are okay, but I do find it can be a little bit slippery at times, but other than that, they're alright. I mean, it's kinda hard to fuck up something like this. Oh, wait a minute, Hong Kong 97 exists. So there's nothing much I can say on the controls, but at least they work okay. Now, as for the graphics, they're fucking horrible for a Mega Drive game. Everything is just so bland and boring and is really dark and not appealing to look at. Especially the first stage in the game, because just look at that water. I mean, that just like hurts my eyes. And then the second level, it looks like you're just in like some like demonic asshole or something. And the designs of the enemies are really boring looking. In fact, most of the time you can't even tell what they are. Like, what the hell is this thing supposed to be, like a popcorn with legs? Now, as for the cutscenes with the girls, well, they look okay. I mean, at least they actually look like a human being. So nothing much to say about that, but for the most part, the graphics in this game are just really ugly looking. Now, as for the music in this game, it's kinda weird, but it's okay. It may not be the most memorable thing ever, but I do think that some of the songs do sound alright. But some do kinda sound a bit off, mostly because, they sound really, unsuiting for the game. And I also have to say that the sound effects in this game, like when you shoot at things, is really annoying. Sadly, I'd have to say that the audio department in this game is probably the best part, and even then, it still isn't anything all that fantastic. Now, if you want to buy this game is actually pretty damn expensive just from looking at an eBay search. And I only got 2 results that were actually accurate, and one of them happened to be a complete in-box version that is $129.99, and then the other one is also complete in-box, but it's for $159.99. Now, I don't know if this is true, but just from what I looked up, apparently this game only works on some models of the Model 1 Genesis or megadrive. So let's just say that is true. That's fucking shitty. I mean, I know this is an unlicensed game, but why does it have to be that specific? Now imagine if you actually paid that much money for this game and then you went home and tried and played it and it didn't work. Now that would be a bunch of bullshit right there. Or maybe you'd be glad because honestly this game isn't anything all that great. But it would still suck for the fact that you at least paid more than $100 for a game that you can't even play due to some bullshit reason. So hopefully that is not the case because, that would suck. Although I'm sure that there probably is some reproduction carts of this game out there, and I'm pretty sure those ones will actually work on any kind of Genesis that you have. But I couldn't even find them on eBay, so oh well. Now, if I were to rate this game, I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, this game kinda blows. Mostly because it's just so dull and just, very underwhelming for a shoot 'em up at the time it was made. I mean, there's so many other shoot 'em ups that are on the Genesis or the Mega Drive that are just amazing. So what would you rather play? Musha, or Divine Sealing, or Philios, or Insector X, or Zero Wing, or whatever the hell else you can think of that's on there? Because this game is just really fucking boring. But at least it's not offensively bad, at least the controls work okay, but that's really about it. And of course those cutscenes are just really awkward. So as bad as this game is, it's not the worst thing I ever played. I'd rather play this than Hong Kong 97 or Crazy Bus or, any of that type of horseshit. But it is definitely one of the most bizarre games I ever played. But if I really had to choose between playing this or another shoot 'em up that is on a different system that is also crazy as fuck called God Panic on the TurboGrafx CD add-on, I think I'd rather play God Panic because that game is at least fucking hilarious. But yeah, Divine Sealing is very uninspired and is also just a really dull shoot 'em up. And this happened to be the very first Mega Drive exclusive game that I ever did a review on, and well, I apologize that I had to do it on something that kinda sucks. Because there are plenty of other great ones out there. So, there's not much else I can say other than that, this game is not worth the price that they're asking for, and it's also not worth seeing some tits. Just do a Google image search and just type in hentai or something, it will come up with something. So now, I'm done talking about this fucking shit. So that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and commenting.
Could just be the folly of youth, I guess. It takes a real man to grind your victims into the dirt and decimate them completely, To make them grovel and then shit on their hopes and dreams. Fuck them till they bleed, and then fuck them some more.
You're so romantic, Mr. Saru.
Absolutely. Now get your panties off, you little fucking slut.